welcome to your Vedic Lunar Scope for today, the 10th of September 2015. The moon today will be traveling through the middle portion of the sign of Leo. As it makes its way through Magha Nakshatra. Boy, I'm doing a lot of that the last few days. Must be the eclipse approaching. Today you can be really good at rolling up your sleeves and getting down to the nitty-gritty of the situation once your mind and heart are set on it. And chances are very high that today your mind and heart are set on it. You're ready to take action in your life, whatever the cost of that action may be. And the result of your actions is going to be worthwhile. You are doing it for a good reason, and it's going to produce some good results, but you need to pace yourself. You don't need to go into this situation that you're going into too far, too fast, to the extent that you lose yourself in what you're doing and thereby exhaust yourself. You can now accomplish quite a lot. And also, once you do so, you will be grateful for what you have done. But you need to be sure to pace yourself. Take your time. Don't rush. Sometimes we get like a little too emotionally and mentally attached to what we're doing, to the extent that we exert more energy than we really need to. What's actually transpiring in your life? Well, you're being guided. You're being moved in a certain direction. If you take a look at the concept that this impulse that's arising in you right now, right, that too is a part of destiny. Okay, and sure, one can say that becoming so mentally and emotionally involved to the extent that you put yourself into something wholeheartedly, well, that too can be destined, right? But in Vedic astrology, we call the planets the grahas. And what graha means is to literally grasp onto something or to seize something. So on a certain level, the planets have a tendency to grasp us, right? And they're meant to make us behave in a certain way. But we're also meant to develop the level of conscious awareness, right? That we're aware when that's happening. And so then, therefore, don't become too mentally or emotionally attached to what we're doing. And it's interesting that, that is actually one of the themes of Magha Nakshatra. In terms of the evolutionary journey, what begins to happen with Magha Nakshatra is the soul is becoming more deeply encased in its material form, right? It's aware of its soul. It feels somewhat disenfranchised of its original state of being, merged within universal consciousness, and it's wanting to regain that particular side of it. So it then begins to behave like it's the one that's running the show. With Magha Nakshatra, there can sometimes be a high level of pride involved in one's actions. So you're being guided. And I should mention also that Magha Nakshatra is related to the Pitris. The Pitris are the ancestral deities, and their function is to guide the soul along its path. But they do so in subtle manners. Why? Because they want us to be strong inside of ourselves. On one level, in order to go through this experience of consciousness, we need strength of purpose, strength of personality in order to attain the things that we're needing to attain. But we also need to acknowledge where that strength actually comes from. And that's what you now need to be cautious with today. The lunar tithi today is Krishna Trayadashi. With Krishna Trayadashi, there's going to be a very high level of feeling like your actions are bringing a very good result, and that's good, and by all means you should enjoy it, right? But also recognize that this is a destined moment in time. It's happening because it's something that's meant to happen, right? So neither deny your involvement in that particular set of circumstances, but also don't boost your ego up so high that you think that it's necessarily you that's running the show, right? Don't belittle yourself, but don't inflate yourself either. The solar lunar yoga today is Siddha. Siddha means accomplished, and today you can actually accomplish quite a lot in a very fast manner. So be grateful for what's there, be thankful for what is coming your way, and the less you put you need to put your mind and heart into it by all means, right? But try not to become so attached to the extent that you exhaust yourself. And there's a lot of potential for doing that very thing because we're approaching an eclipse, and eclipse times tend to be very frenetic, right? So be aware of that. Be aware of what's going on for you, right? Let yourself be guided. You are being guided. You are being helped in a particular endeavor, and just be aware of that. If you could use a little bit of help tapping into the opportunity which is now on offer to you, I should mention that I do offer several different tiers of astrological service. You can read about those through the astrological services page, which is linked through the lower left-hand corner of this video. Also, just to mention, starting the 10th of October, I will be starting an intermediate level course on very refined predictive techniques, which will enable you to develop the capacity to narrow down a window of time and potentially predict events down to within 2 days. If you'd like a little more information on that particular course, that's linked through the link in the bottom right-hand corner of this video. That's going to do it for your Vedic Lunar Scope for today, the 10th of September, 2015. Until next time, please take the very best care of yourself.